Good morning, Lakers and City of Erie. This is Jake Lowy with another Laker podcast. The weather outside is freezing. I regret wearing sandals. And there's construction outside. So if you hear that, sorry about that. Originally, we had plans for 2 different podcasts today, but we decided to cut down to one because we found something last night that was actually mind-blowing. I thought the internet was about to explode. They had released the first full view of the Joker for the new Suicide Squad Batman series, and that's, I think, it's a big topic we got to talk about. We're going to talk about the trailer, and now we're going to talk about and then we're going to talk about the Joker because it's mixed feelings. And what I want to bring up is, in the past, we've had Jack Nicholson, who played the traditional comic book version Joker, which was more comic booky, funny, gadgety. Then years later, you had the Heath Ledger, God rest his soul, who played a more modern version of the character, who instead of took an acid dip, he just did face paint, like war paint. Now you got a Grand Theft Auto Joker who's terrifying in the sense that a lot of fans are disappointed that this could destroy the character's reputation. And with me is Kevin, as usual, my favorite guest star.
Yeah. Yes, it's always a joy to be here.
Now, like I said, let's go with the movie first, because the teaser came out, it got leaked, and we've been wanting to trash this for a long time.
Okay. You know, when I heard that Batman vs. Superman was coming out, I was like, okay, this could be really, really cool for DC. You know, I'm more of a Marvel guy myself, but, you know, Batman fighting it out with Superman, that sounds cool to me. And I've been defending the movie to people for a long time, and then I saw the leaked trailer. And I was like, okay, well, let's wait until the actual thing comes out. And then I saw the full trailer the next day, and it was like, what? It looks like a Batman Arkham game.
And here's my thing. I love Batman Arkham. I thought Arkham Origins was actually good to a degree, not like Batman Arkham level good, but they made calls that were not great. But I think they can do a whole franchise of movies or TV show off the Arkham stuff. But what they did was not. It was worse than Arkham. DC has always made. Well, Marvel's always been able to make a movie, like 3 movies every year. Marvel can only...
Or DC.
Yeah, DC can only do 1 movie every like 3 to 5 years. And every time they've claimed, we're going to do this whole thing similar to Marvel's doing.
They don't
but
do it.
Yeah, but the minute they do it, they go back to the drawing board. Now they got like this whole planned out thing with characters that they know people want to see. People want... And the first time they did this was Green Lantern with Hal Jordan.
You know, that the Green Lantern thing, you know what, yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't... I've never read a Green Lantern comic in my life, but as a movie itself, I think it was bad, but not terrible.
The only real use of the ring done was the same thing used in the Hot Wheels set. And after that, they created the Green Lantern TV show cartoon, which aired at the same time as Young Justice. And while they were both popular, they got booted. This Green Lantern was supposed to be the flagship to the whole Justice League.
Yeah, because I read a review of it saying how, and the reviewer said, this is DC trying to do that Iron Man mix of like, let's have fun and then let's make it about the character.
Well, to me, the best person to play Hal Jordan was Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
you can't blame him for the acting. You gotta blame the writers and directors for a so disappointing film.
Yeah, like I think the writers, I think there were like 5 writers on that movie. One of them was Mark Guggenheim, who does like Arrow now.
He's proof that they're better off with the TV shows.
And then, and even weirder, like the Green Lantern movie was directed by the same guy who did the Daniel Craig Casino Royale. So I don't know how much Warner Brothers got in there, but I mean, I just want to know what happened.
And this is the thing we're agreeing. They're going to pump out this movie, just Superman vs. Batman, which I think is going to be, is a two-part, Dawn of the Justice League. I think it's going to be an intro. It's going to be probably setting up for a big fight between Superman vs. Batman, which I know fans are looking for, and then it's going to lead into the villain, which is going to be waiting for the second movie, which I've heard may be Brainiac, but I've also heard rumors about Doomsday.
Of that? Okay, well that...
Both villains are perfect, I think.
Well, yeah, they're good villains. Yeah, they're both good villains, but they're going to have to explain that to... They're going to have to put that into the modern context that they forced Man of Steel into.
What I think, what I've heard, one of the rumors for Doomsday is that Lex Luthor gets a hold of General Zod's body, experiments on it, and then bada bing, bada boom, he creates Doomsday, a mindless killing machine.
Oh god, so DC's trying to do what Ultron's going to be.
That's...
I've
got nothing to say
minus
about
the good
it.
intentions.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Again, with this trailer, I was like, okay, well, where's Batman in it? Like, Batman doesn't show up for like a minute, and then we just see Bruce Wayne standing there looking
in the armored Batman suit, and then all of a sudden,
oh god,
you see Superman, and then boom.
Yeah, that armored Batman suit looked ridiculous.
Well, it's nothing like what Tony Stark had, but it looked a lot better in the animated stuff. And
yeah,
I know how much people hate the animated films that they just that they come out, do trailers, and then send to Walmart, and then people pirate.
yeah.
But those are superior. Those are what I'd rather see them do. And if you have anything to comment, feel free to comment below.
Yeah, like, really, when I saw the bat suit with like the blue eyes or something, that was the point where it lost me. Cause like, okay, no, you look like, what is it, like the villain in the end of the first Iron Man movie.
Ironmonger.
Yeah, you look like the Ironmonger, but the bat suit edition of that.
The blue. Here's what wears me out is there's, I believe, Suicide Squad comes later.
Yeah,
maybe earlier. I don't know.
I think it's like a year later.
They're naming casting out the wazoo.
Yeah,
they just casted Killer Croc, which I expected him to be a minor thing in the new Batman, but instead they're doing Victor Zsasz, the serial killer. So I'm curious. I still have hopes for Suicide Squad. It's just I'm curious how this is going to react.
I don't know how it's going to, because this is honestly one of the weirdest. This is the weirdest cast I've ever seen, like since the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Well, unlike Marvel, DC has no defense to back up on good performance.
Yeah, like Will Smith is
Deadshot.
Okay, I don't know.
They want a guy who with a lot of popularity behind him, and people will go see it.
Well, yeah, but Will Smith, his things haven't brought in as much in the past 3 or 4 years.
No, I mean, I know Legend, and he did that Alien one, which I don't remember.
Men in Black 3?
No, that's not, because I'm trying to avoid the comedy stuff.
Okay.
His ace in the hole has always been with the comedy, but he's trying to go for.
I know what you're talking about. After Earth.
Yeah, Hancock. That's what I'm thinking. Hancock is a bit more of a serious role, but
yeah,
I know a lot of fans like that. I know they're talking for a sequel, but that's one of his roles where it's proof that he's better off with the comedy.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we keep putting this woman up. Margot Robbie's in there too as Harley Quinn. I mean, how is that gonna work?
I think she looks a lot like Harley. It's just she's got to. I want to see some footage before I have any thing to comment.
Yeah, like, I heard, I usually don't look up or follow comic book movie news, but I've been trying to get everything I can about the Suicide Squad thing because I don't know anything about it. And I read an interview with Margot Robbie, and she said she puts on this really, really, really strong Boston accent or something. I mean, Harley Quinn had that in the animated series.
Yeah, they're trying to go more for that type of Harley Quinn, which I'm for.
Which, yeah, my only concern is, like, don't make her wear that costume.
To me, the best costume choice would be the one from Assault on Arkham, which is about the Suicide Squad, which the outfit was very close to the original, but had its own modern day look.
Yeah, I prefer I haven't played that game, but I do have Arkham.
Well, it's not a
City.
game; it's a movie.
Oh, I think that she would work in the outfit from Arkham City.
That one's the second best. Which
Outfit.
Her, not the one from Arkham Asylum, because that was only good for that game. But you got the ones from Arkham City and now Arkham Knight, which look amazing, and I think should be considered if they ever do like a sequel or something.
Maybe, and then there's the weird directing choice. Like they got David Ayer or something like.
What do you do? Because I don't know directors.
Okay, David Ayer he directed the war movie Fury with Brad Pitt.
I can see that.
And then he also directed it was like a cop movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and End of Watch.
Okay, I don't remember that. I know Fury. That one.
Yeah. How was that?
I liked it. The special effects reminded me a little too much of Star Wars, but it was a very great movie.
Well, and then he went around, and then before that he directed Sabotage with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I tried to watch. I got through 10 minutes, and I was like, I can't handle this.
That's the one with Johnny Knoxville, right?
No, I don't. If Johnny Knoxville's still working, then...
No, I know he did something... The last thing I saw him in was something with Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for him to say, okay, let's do another Jackass.
Well, no, they can't... All right, let's not get on that.
Yeah, let's stick on topic with the overall movie, because in the past they've said we want to do a
big universe,
yeah,
something, right?
They've been pushing forward big time, especially The Rock, because he's playing the villain for Shazam, which is Captain Marvel.
Isn't The Rock playing Black Adam? Or
yeah,
something?
who is the villain, which is a big shocker because usually the ones pushing the franchise are usually the heroes.
Yeah, I don't think they've even cast I don't even think they've cast Shazam yet.
Well, I think that's one of the last ones in their lineup to get a movie. Because they got Aquaman, which a lot of people weren't thrilled with the look.
Yeah, I'm not. He looks like he stepped right out of the Conan the Barbarian remake or something. My
personal opinion is I don't want to see the orange and green jumpsuit. I want to see something more, bless you, from the. So that look is what I'm thinking of, but I want to see if you can get the hook hand or the water hand where he's missing out, where he gets his arm cut off. But I believe Ocean Master, and there's versions where he has he has a solid water thing for a hand or a hook.
Again, when I saw the Aquaman costume, I was like, no, I can't take that seriously.
They got the director from Fast 7, which has given me a lot of hope.
Yeah. Oh, they got the director for Furious 7. For Aquaman?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which is a big shocker,
yeah.
But...
I mean, that would be awesome. If he can bring the same amount of energy to Aquaman that he did to that, then
I expected more. They're going to go after the guy who did Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
but this is pretty good. I mean, it's going to be interesting how he takes something like Fast 7 in that franchise and go towards an undersea film.
Yeah, I mean, Furious, it's actually called Furious 7, but...
I thought that's what I said.
You said Fast, but...
Oh,
anyway,
sorry.
Furious 7 is it's energetic all the time, and it only slows down 2 or 3 times in the whole 2.5 hour thing. If you can bring that same level to a DC movie, And DC said they're not gonna have humor in their movies, and
Which I think is good for them because they realized after the Green Lantern had a lot of humor,
they tried to.
which obviously they're not skilled at. And then you got a movie like Superman, which also didn't have great reviews, but brought in a whopping ton of cash.
Yeah, I mean,
And they realized, okay, we're going to go with this dark stuff. They realized that's their angle. They brought their new Green Lantern is going to be Jon Stewart, who's a African American Marines.
okay, well that sounds a lot better than a cocky test pilot.
I mean, I like Hal Jordan, but I would like to see someone new wear the ring.
Yeah, like you gotta, the ring. They build up just how great this ring is. It's like you build a Hot Wheels set.
Yeah, great job. That's just one of the main disappointments they do.
But anyway, let's really get back on track now because
Well, yeah, like I said, I would like them to stick with the TV shows because obviously they had a director from Green Lantern who made a successful TV show.
Yeah, like
called
Arrow is. I've only seen like half the first season of it due to time constraints, unfortunately, and I love the thing.
Season 3 is not my favorite. I know a lot of fans have been disappointed.
Yeah,
It's after this week, it's starting to pick up again where it needs to be, which is like the last 5 episodes is really getting impact. It was mind blowing what happened all last episode, and the mid-season 3 episode where Oliver was not in. Starling was and Brick took over was one of the best episode arcs.
Yeah, and then again, I don't know like what this means, but apparently the actor who plays like isn't it Deadshot or something?
He was killed off.
Yeah, like they didn't. I read something that said the actor didn't really like the direction that they took his character in. And
no, that was Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. Okay. Yeah.
This is one of my biggest disappointments. They built up this great character. They, anyone know Deathstroke? He's like Harley Quinn. He's like one of the most fan idolized characters in DC. And the direction they took was he was stuck on the island with Oliver.
Oh, for God's sake! Like, come on, this deserted island.
Yeah, and then eventually, a woman came between them.
Oh.
They both had feelings for her. And then eventually Sarah came along, and pretty much Deathstroke, I'm not going to go into that little detail, but pretty much he blames Oliver for the death of Shadow, the woman the woman between the two.
Oh, good.
And then he comes back from Starling City to seek his revenge, which is pretty much having a group of super-powered. They're pretty much on the drug that makes them like almost.
And this was on Arrow. Like this doesn't sound like it would happen.
It actually was the best season they done.
It was, and this was season 2 last year.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's so awesome. It's really good. But I said, they do amazing things. It was a great idea, but
they didn't execute it.
No, they made him look like a terrorist leader instead of the one-eyed mercenary we all know him to be.
Yeah,
and that's what. Because this is a guy who can not only take down Batman, you probably need the entire Justice League to take him down. And he's got no real superpowers. He's just a super enhanced former military, like high-ranked, better than Black Ops character for hire. And I felt like after what they did in season 3, they brought him back for one episode when Oliver's and his sister Thea were training on the island.
Okay.
And then he's pretty much saying the last word conversation they had was she's lost her way, she's gotten a dark path.
Wait, Thea?
Thea has.
Oh, yeah, thank God they did something with her.
Oh, you have no idea. You have no fracking idea.
If I didn't have work, I would binge watch that thing like nuts.
The last 2 episodes with Thea had been. I can't even explain it.
Oh, no. Well, but,
what I was hoping for, because now Captain Boomerang's on the island.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, we know we're getting a little off topic. And what I wish they would have done was done like a big jailbreak and have them go back to the original roots. But unfortunately, they're so fixated on these movies that they are willing to kill off characters just so they have a bigger focus on the movies.
And really, I feel like DC put effort into your movies. I mean, TV shows have small budgets compared to movies.
Yeah.
And I use these budgets to get.
But they've hit the nail on the head. You look at Flash. I mean, every time one show gets a season, another show comes up. Because now they're doing the Legends.
The Legends, and then they're doing
it's got a full title, but it's based off a comic book series called Legends, which I think is like an early version of Justice League where they're focusing on different characters. And even before that, they were announcing an animated thing on CWC called Vixen, which was going to take place in the same.
Aren't they doing Teen Titans thing?
That's going to be on
TNT?
different. That and Supergirl will be on different. But back on topic.
Good Lord.
We got about 9 minutes left. I want to definitely talk about the new Grand Theft Auto Joker,
Yeah,
Jay Leno.
that Joker. I saw that Joker this morning, and I was like, no. Just I mean, if that's really what he's gonna look, is that really what he's gonna look like?
And if anyone who's not seen it, please look it up. But be warned ahead of time. You will cry. You will be terrified. And you will be disappointed.
Yeah,
but it will take some time to get used to.
Yeah, really, he looks like. It looks like they took the traditional comic book Joker and then they just pumped him full of steroids or something.
Well, I think Grand Theft, they're going for a darker look, and I think they wanted, because Joker was not a crime boss, but he was a gang leader in the Batman world.
Yeah, I've seen the animated series.
And I think what they want to do is take probably a gang member as the original Joker, to get the acid dip, and then do that. And I'm sure some of the tattoos were early and then he got them later. He's got a silver grill in the front set of teeth, not the side. His smile is just enhanced lips, nothing like the whole full grin where it's even on the cheeks, and it
just looks so boring.
With the dark stuff they're doing, I was expecting the Joker version, which is like an in between of the original clown and in the Dark Knight one, which is the Troy Baker or the one from Under the Red Hood, which is my favorite version of Joker, which has the perfect blend.
Yeah, I feel like, based on that image, it seems like they kind of want to make their own interpretation, but they're too scared. It's based off
the Batman Returns, which is not something I would watch.
Well, really, I feel like that Joker is going to. It's all going to hinge on Jared Leto's performance.
Yeah, because I don't see. I've never seen his work. I mean, I've heard things about him. He wasn't my top choice for Joker. The green hair is actually nice on him.
Yeah, the green hair works. Yeah, and then the face doesn't look that bad, but then the tattoos.
And then you got the tattoos where it's hold over his hand, you see a smile.
Yeah, the tattoos are what throw me off on it.
I think deep down they can pull off a miracle. I want to see them do a Superman Batman third movie team up where it's Lex and the Joker like they did in the old animated series.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Jesse Eisenberg and Jared Leto going up against them.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool if you played it right.
Because that's one of the best team ups of all time, and I still think it's capable of being done. My biggest worry is everything's going to ride on the first movie they do.
Yeah.
Because after that, it's all downhill or uphill.
Yeah, and then the Wonder Woman thing has some issues too. Like Michelle McLaren. Oh yeah.
That's
And would have been. That disappointed me. You had a person working from Breaking Bad on the Wonder Woman movie.
I would like to get someone who's done like familiar with Gladiator work, because they did an animated film years ago
And yeah, and
that was actually really good
And
for
the-
Wonder Woman with Hades.
yeah, and then like initially, the reason that Michelle McLaren left was apparently she wanted to do like a Braveheart type
Oh,
origin
no,
thing.
no,
like
no.
that wouldn't have worked for me.
Like, I'm not the biggest Wonder Woman fan. I will actually, I'm more for Hawk Girl, Satana. There's like, even Huntress and Black Canary. I'm more for them. Even Vixen, I want to see him to somehow come to live action something.
Well, and they have a director now. It's Patty Jenkins, the woman who was supposed to direct the Thor sequel, but then
Yeah.
got booted.
I'm sure she's looking for revenge. And Thor is pretty close, not like exact, but pretty close enough to what they're looking for.
Yeah, like again, I've never seen like I've seen Wonder Woman in the Justice League cartoons. I'm interested to see what they do with her in a
Like,
cinematic.
here's my thing.
context.
I'm glad they're not going for the Eat Is Hard, because
that
that
would have just screwed.
yeah,
it.
because what they've done now, they've actually given her the traditional gladiator kind of look with the sword, the shield, the lasso, a bit of armor, even like a gladiator
Yeah.
skirt, which I like, and then they did pants, which
Thank God.
actually I like the pant look
Yeah,
with the jacket.
Yeah, the pants are great.
But I'm glad they went back to the gladiator look.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what they do, like with the character type thing.
They have the perfect actress for this thing,
Yeah, like Gail Gadot, who was in
who
the-
looks like it.
Oh yeah, she looks exactly like Wonder Woman.
Which is
does.
scary, because you rarely get that perfectness.
Yeah, like it looks exactly like Wonder Woman in the comics, and so you have the best looking actress in the world for that role. Now you just gotta have a good script to back that up.
What I'm hoping they do is they keep the dark stuff, because I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah.
I just hope they rethink, because Marvel always does things where they keep it close to the comics and make it successful. They make it for the fans.
Yeah.
DC has a problem making movies that are for the box office.
And I think that
And this is why they kept the old director. They know the movie didn't go well, but they know he brought in a lot of money, so that's why he stayed.
well, I think that you should. I think they would. Again, I've never read a single Wonder Woman comic in my life, so I'm gonna be going into this just like entertain me as be a good movie. I don't care what you pulled from. Just if it's a good movie, then I'll be entertained.
I think she's gonna be the Marvel version of Thor. She's gonna have she's gonna have a lot of popularity, but when it comes down to the movies, you're asking a whole lot. And I think they can deliver, but it's gonna be questionable.
Yeah, just like DC's entire lineup is gonna be questionable for the next like 4 years.
Superman, my biggest problem with Superman is always his villains are too weak, and his characters are, and he's always so strong. I think you're gonna have to pull out characters like Parasite, Bizarro, and Metallo.
And I'm interested to see what this version of Lex Luthor is like. I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen the different versions. Kevin Spacey's my favorite, like cinematic version, but I believe in Jesse Eisenberg that he could pull it off.
And then Batman, I think they're gonna. It's all gonna depend on the villains in the plot, because the villain is terrible. The character choice is terrible. Who they got, but I definitely have. I think we can agree it's all going to come down, because they casted Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Killer Croc, and I'm sure it's going to get even better.
Yeah, they have a good cast assembled. Now they just got to work on making the story as good as that cast.
So it'll be interesting. Like, I still think Marvel's going to be the king of cinema, but DC's going to have to decide whether to go on this dark path or stick to the TV shows, which will be interesting to see in the next
Like 4
10 years or so. So we're pretty much wrapping up right now. I want to thank the fans for listening. If you feel free to comment on any of our videos, we would like to hear your feedback, any suggestions. And Kevin, would you like to say anything?
Yes. Once again, thank you to the fans. We really enjoy doing this.
We only got maybe a couple weeks left to do shows, and then our season is over, and then we'll be interesting to see how it gets carried on. This is Jake the Snake.
This is Kevin Thomas. Nothing rhymes with Kevin.
I can't think of anything. Signing off.